doing a show every day, so it happens every once in a while. Everything converges.
Right, right. Well, thanks, Mark. And hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean. Please welcome my very special co host, Mark the Spirit Whisperer. Hello, Mark. How are you today?
Hi, Jean. I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for inviting me over. I always enjoy it every single time. How you guys out there in YouTube land? So nice to see you, or
Yes,
know that you're there. I don't actually get to see you, but
yes. And happy Saturday to everybody. I hope everybody made it through the new moon celebration from last night. It was very exciting knowing that the new moon in Aquarius is coming in, and it's very exciting. I'm a novice there with the astrology, and um, it's I'm learning a little bit at a time, but all of it is very exciting. And they're saying this has never happened before, and that has never happened before, and it's an education, but it's
yeah,
fun. It's fun to be a part of.
cool. Yeah, I know. I don't know a lot about astrology either. I like it, and I enjoy when somebody tells me about it, but I personally don't know a lot. But I did heard it's like a great time to start new projects and to get focused in on what you'd like to manifest. And that was something that Pan had said before, that this is a great time to manifest new things here at the beginning of this year. So it's great, and probably he was talking about that moon too, and I just didn't even know it. But
It is.
like all the planets are lining up for some big old thing. They're all in on it, kind of, in the change that's going on.
It is, and it's not that we have to manifest it this month or this week. It's that we have to plant the seeds. And was I heard other channels. It may have even been Debbie saying that making a vision board, creating an idea and a vision of what you would like to manifest
Right.
moving forward. It's really important for us to concentrate on it now, to be able to define it now, describe it now, and make a vision board about it now. These are the things that are important in this very early stage of this creation or manifestation era.
Right. And even if you just go through the regular seasons, spring is the time to plant seeds. And so you're planting mental seeds too. And, you know, those seeds, it's the perfect seed planting time. And then the planets and everything are aligning in such a way that it is kind of syncing up with like the cycles of nature a little bit. We're planting, and then we move into summer. You'll be clearing, building, all that, like that kind of thing. So I think it's great. Start looking ahead. What would you like to have this year be in your, in your surroundings? Whether that's more love, more joy, a new job, a new house, whatever it is.
And what does that look like for you?
Yeah. How does
What
that? How
what
will that feel?
specifically? How would that feel?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because if you get that
Perfect.
emotional body in there, it really helps um, realize it. Because if you can get that feeling, you're just this close to having it physically. Like you can create the feeling ahead of time and just tune into how will I be when this is manifest. It pushes it into. It helps to push it into reality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's really wonderful. I think we have an amazing community. We wouldn't be able to do this without each and every one of you viewing now with us live and viewing later. The energy is really it's a community. I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. It would not give me, like, I feel inspired to share, but if you weren't there, I'm not sure I would feel inspired. And then when I feel inspired to share, things are, manifested through the messages that are coming through. Like one, it was very, very profound. Somebody said that they were trying to leave behind, like when you say, let go of some things in your past and move on to other things in your future. And I'm not sure, whoever it was could be here right now. I really don't remember. But they said, I have a lot of emotional things to let go of. And I said, sometimes when we say emotional, we can interchange that word to ego, because sometimes our ego is what causes the emotion. So, what we want to let go of is the emotion that the ego is causing us. And it's not the emotions that we're letting go of, it's the ego controlled emotions or the ego enforced emotions. And what I mean by ego is that analytical sense in us, the judgmental sense, the you'll never get a car, you'll never get a house, the one those types of things that we tell ourselves, that is part of our ego because it's the insecurities and the fears coming up. We all have it. We all um, work to block that out, and it's about our conditioning that we've been exposed to throughout our entire lives thus far.
Yeah, in a way, I always like to think of it too as kind of making a friendship with your ego or your brain that's been trained. It's kind of automatic pilot. A lot of times I think of ego as like a negative thought process because it comes from this idea of fear or lack, because that's what it's kind of been trained since you were born. There's a lot of fear and lack on the earth, as we can see. It's just constantly promoted. And so your brain kind of learns to focus on that, and it just kind of automatically says, you can't do this. No, that's not possible. Others don't do it. Why do you think you could? That kind of thing, because it was taught to do that. But for me, I had to try to figure out, wait a minute, we're in this together. Can you be more cooperative with me, Mr. Ego Brain? Could you perhaps give me some positive feedback or encouragement rather than just automatically spewing that old thing I've heard since day one, and eventually, in my opinion, your brain or the ego begins to be more cooperative. It learns that, oh, wait, maybe I was, feeding you the wrong info. It begins to change. What I noticed just in me and my life and all these years of working on this is that when I just sit quietly, my mind's not nearly as full of the world's going to end, you're going to die, you're horrible, nobody likes you, there's nothing, nobody, blah, 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 which that used to just run all the time. So it's much less. And then if I do something like want to plant a seed about something positive, it's much more cooperative in the process. It'll either be quiet. That's one thing. At the beginning, I used to have to just say, be quiet. Stop. I got that. I know. I don't need you reminding me. Stop. And I would get really pretty, mad at it. And it did make a big difference for me. It kind of sounds silly that you would have to go to that place to like kind of tell your brain to simmer down and sit down and be more cooperative. But it's sort of that. For me, it was kind of doing that to it. And then I had to like work on giving it some positive information to work with, because it had just been programmed with so much negative that it didn't have a lot of positive to counteract.
It's a matter of taming,
Yeah,
so that it doesn't spiral and control. And it's just taming it and keeping it in balance, because we
right.
do need our ego in many different aspects of our life, but we don't want it to overwhelm or take over our creative and our spiritual desire, our soul's desire. We don't want that overtaking it. And throughout our past, we've had that conditioning to listen to that rational and judgmental type of talk that other people warn us about. Like, but what I want to do is, I see that Willow says the more we recognize our negative self talk and switch it around, we can start rewiring our thought process. That's, I know, that's exactly right. Very well said. And
Right.
it's,
And it
it,
actually works. And for me, there's actually little things you can do. Like if you think, well, how do you do that or whatever? For me, what really helped, and I always try to talk about me because, we're all different, but I wrote positive affirmations and made up some new ones. I really had to provide that as, I had to go looking for, well, what is positive, and kind of, I sang a lot of affirmations. I had to really just work on it. Sounds a little bit goofy, but I had to like just really sing affirmations, write affirmations. I used to listen to positive affirmation cassettes that would, and just over and over. Or they used to be back in the 80s, they had these musical cassettes, but they had subliminal underneath it, but it would be positive affirmations. And it really helped me a lot. Now I did it, I would do it. I would listen to them. I would write them. I would do it. And then eventually it really helped a lot.
Yeah. I love your affirmations, Mark. Let me just tell everybody, in case you're just listening and not watching, I have a posted here. We're going to be taking questions or inquiries from the chat. And if you would like a message from your loved one, just let us know their name and relation. If you would like a message from a pet that has crossed over, just the name and type of pet. If you would like a message from your spirit guides or angels, that just mention that as well. Also, if you would please use caps and emojis, that would be helpful. Oh, super sticker, Tanita. Thank you very much. You're so sweet. And questions are chosen at random. So I do have, I see Claire Plummer. And if you're here watching on Facebook as well, just put in the chat and say hello, just so I can see you. But I just want to say thank you very much for Tanita for your super sticker. That was really very kind. Thank you. And Claire, I do see your message. Thank you very much. So if you could just let us know your Nan's first name. Okay. And Ness, I do see your question. And something happened here. Let me just show this and then, okay, thank you. Ooh, that was weird. Okay, I see what I did.
Oh,
her Nan's name is Jean.
Ah.
It is not accidental. It is not a coincidence, Claire, that you're here today. You're watching us. You want a message from your Nan, and her name is Jean. That's amazing. Very nice. So what do you say, Mark? Do you want to go ahead and get started with this one since it's so...
Yep. I'm ready, sweetie. Whenever we're ready, let's go. I would like a message from Jean, we'll say. Claire's grandma, right? Okay. Jean, Claire Plummer. Jean.
I'm not sure, Claire, if you feel as though you're being led here, but she's telling me that she was leading you. She was leading you, and you were following your instincts and following your nudges, so to speak. Like, I don't know if you came in and then you thought to yourself, should I ask? Should I ask? Or if it's been something on your mind, and it's really just amazing the way this happened unexpectedly, is what she's saying. She's saying it's not so unexpected for her that she was hoping it would pan out. No pun intended, Mark.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, she said, yes, her Nan is always leading her. Good for you, Claire. Good for you for listening to those nudges. Let me see what she says. I do see a big yellow flower, and also dandelions, the way that dandelions are when they're going to seed, the big white puff. So I see the dandelion seed. I'm not sure if you two had something about blowing and wishing. She's saying that you two are close. She's saying that you two, she was like either lived in the house or lived next door or lived down the street, or she was always over every weekend or something. She was more than just a grandmother that you would visit on holidays or something. She's saying that you were very close to her. I'm not sure if perhaps you were the oldest in the family and your Nan would watch you more, if you were the firstborn or the first granddaughter born, and then she would be watching you more often. There's something about being close, having regular contact, and she's also saying may also be have been one of the first family members that you experienced a loss, and it has really been close to your heart, and always wondering. And she said she is helping to guide you. Um, she's showing me a dog now. She's showing me a dog that has like longer hair on the top. It almost looks like the dog's hair is parted, and he has like longer hair around his face. Looks like a smaller dog with like little ears. But she's showing me a dog is with her, or she's just showing me a dog. I'm not sure where this dog is, whichever side. But what looks different is the dog looks like he has his hair parted. I say he, the dog has their hair parted down the middle, it looks like, with the hair on both sides. I don't know. It's not hair, but but she's just showing me this. I feel as though she was very magical, and uh, I feel her being very, very close to you. Whew. Okay, so Claire says very close, and that she was the youngest. Okay, the youngest grandchild. Um, and yes, we just rehomed a dog 4 weeks ago. Okay, wow, wow. And she said she was always blowing the seeds. Yep, yep. So, Mark, why don't you go ahead, and I'll see if there was anything else that Jean wanted to say. She's good.
Sorry, I'm coughing, guys. I don't know what's going on. Okay. Um, well, I feel like, first of all, for one thing, this might be off, but she keeps talking about it. Do you wear something of hers? Like maybe it's a ring or jewelry or something? But it feels like there's something you have of hers that you hold close, and um, she sees you with that, whatever it is. I don't know. It feels like an item that's really precious to you. So I don't know if that's true or not, but let me know. But she's saying that her crossing, she's talking about it as like a graduation, like moving up to the next level. Um, oh, you handed her rings down to a daughter. Okay, yeah. Well, that's probably, she's just talking about she's seen that. You know what I mean? It's like letting us know that she's around when you were using her things and passing them down, like that kind of a thing. Because she kept talking about these items in my head. I just kept thinking, okay, I'll mention it. And this graduation, this new place where her soul is, in a way, makes it easier, in a way, to be with you. Because there's no limit about time and space or location. She can just be with you when she wants to. She's also saying that, when it comes time to make big decisions, I don't know if you're in that period right now, she's there watching and helping you realize what's the best choice for your highest good. So, she has a spiritual perspective, or she sees things from a bigger picture, and she can help you to guide in that direction. It's like a guide, So she works guiding you. She's also talking about, I don't know what you do for a living, but she's talking about there's like an influx coming of energy, like this 10 of Cups, but just she seems to be looking ahead and saying there's some good coming in, like a wave of good, a wave of positivity, of love, of abundance. She wants to use the word abundance. So I don't know if you've been doing a little bit of work on money or finances, but she's talking about there's a good wave coming in as far as finances. There's the Queen of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups. So I don't know. She seems to be wanting to talk to you about that a little bit, and that you'll be receiving some guidance here to follow the Ace of Wands. So that would be like a spiritual guidance. Oh, you're working on changing career. Yeah, I almost asked that if you were thinking about changing jobs or something. So that she's right on, once again, she's watching you where you are, because there's no really reason. And even if you look at these cards I pulled, you wouldn't necessarily go to the job thing. You know what I mean? Just if you went literally from the cards. But she was talking about job, and she thinks, so from that this Ace of Wands then is a new opportunity coming. So keep your ears open. Like if you've been actually looking, here's an opportunity coming your way. She's all behind this career change. She's seen you. That's that Two of Swords again too. Because when I got that Two of Swords, I thought, first of all, old job, new job, which you wouldn't necessarily think of that with this card. But so she's been seeing you look at that, and she wants you to know that she's got your back. She's looking at it. She can see from a bigger perspective. She sees that that's what's best for you, and she wants you to know that you're being supported from the universe, and that I feel like something's on its way. So keep your eyes and ears open about a new avenue. Yeah.
Wow, wow, wonderful, wonderful. And make sure, Claire, it's something that you're attracted to. It's something that is going to make you happy, something that is going to help your work-life balance. It's something that is going to use your skills that you excuse me, I think I've got that cough, Mark.
We
The
both have.
skills that you've worked so long to develop. It's not going to be a difficult thing. It's going to be something that you're going to fit right in, like hand in glove, and you're going to fit right in. And it's going to be something that is, you'll feel like you're needed, and that you're making a difference. It's something that is very satisfying for you.
Yeah.
So follow that lead. And okay, good. She said, spot on. Thank you both. And she said, yes, I have to be in a job that I'm passionate about. That's right. That's right. You must be intuitive yourself as well, Claire. So thank you very much for being here and asking your question. 1 second. All right. Let's see who we have next. Thank you, everybody, for being here and for asking your questions. Want to say hello to Illumination Portal for being here. So nice. And I have Miss Sherlock. She says, hi, Mark, don't laugh because you know about Paws already. I'm looking for Paws, her girl kitty, to come back, but I wonder where to find her. I'm looking for an older cat so she doesn't outlive me. So is Paws already crossed over, or is she okay?
Yeah. Yes, Paws was her kitty cat, and it feels like she wants to come back. It's good that you put that clarity out there that you're looking for. You'd rather her be older than a baby, because that helps her in choosing her return. I know. Then we start getting into that weird thing that's called walk-ins. But that's a thing that happens. I don't understand it 100%, but they can. It's like this: a soul can get its lessons without having to live a long, long time, and it can, especially in the animal kingdom, another soul can step in and use that body for its lessons once one is finished with it. That's kind of the basic way to explain it, I think. So I'm just saying that because, yeah, that's a good thing to put out there. Paws, are you coming? What are you hearing, Jean? Paws.
I feel as though Paws is part of a group that she may be sending you a soul, like a sister soul, into an older cat, or a one of Paul's soul family. a cat in like a cat that would be complementary to your personality and your needs. I feel as though Paul's has a handle on this. So whether it's Paul's herself or if it's a sister soul of Paul's, that Paul's would um, uh, recruit to come and be with you and to have, there's many moving pieces. There's many moving pieces, and she's going to make the best case scenario appear for you, create that scenario for you, whether it's a sister soul or Paul's herself or somebody who needed to rehome a cat, whatever that might be. I feel as though Paul's is working on your behalf, and it's because of the soul connection that you and Paul's had for all of her life, all of both of your lives, and in gratitude and in like that she didn't want to leave you behind, and that she wants to send somebody there to take care of your soul for the time being. Um, she said she wants her back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
No, I think it's her. I am getting a feeling that she might not be older. Because I did that big old spiel about, yeah, let her know that. But then she's like, yeah, well, I might come back younger. It's as if you don't know how long you're going to live. And so don't limit us. Says the sassafras Paul's cat. Now, I don't know that for sure. But I did pull a couple of baby kitten cards, which are like, release, let it go. That's sort of like, allow it to come on in. Wholeness, become all that you are. So she's still got kitten on her mind. And she says, if a kitten comes on your porch, don't be closing the door and tossing it out. Tolerate that it's a kitten and sit with it. Don't be too stuck on it needs to be old. Now, it could be, but for some reason, she's talking a lot about kittens here. Now, that could be that she's already on her way and we, been there, here we come. Because she's going to stir it up a little bit. She's got a little bit of an impishness to her. She likes this adventure. And again, I think she gave me this card the last time I read on her. She's up in heaven, looking down, ready to make this happen. I'm going to do, let me do one timing card. I feel like it's time. It's time. If you come across a cat all of a sudden, or somebody tells you about one, take a moment and think for a second. Just be quiet for a second, just in case one all of a sudden there's like news of a cat. Because I feel like you're going to hear about it. Let me see about this thing here. When is the full moon? So we just had a new moon.
I think it's the 24th of February.
So a time for a beautiful passion, full moon. So that kind of syncs up with what I'm feeling and hearing, is that soon, because that's what, a couple of weeks, not too far from the full moon. So I like that, just because it feels like what I'm kind of sensing, that we're about to have it happen. No, I just mean the next full moon that we're coming to, not yeah, that's the one, Ness, the one in 2 weeks, not the full moon in Aquarius. I don't know. I think she's going to kind of surprisingly show up. It might be that thing of where you go, no, this couldn't be her, or something. But I want you to think about it, though, for a minute. Don't just immediately go, no, that couldn't be her. Especially if all of a sudden you're face to face with a cat. Okay. She says, sit with it for a minute. Anyway, I'm looking forward to you telling me there's a cat in your life. Okay. I'm still going
Absolutely.
for it, Miss Sherlock. So I'm not going to back off. I still think Paws is planning on returning. My only
Hmm.
thing I got today was um, she might not, she might be younger. That's the only
Hmm.
thing different I got today. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you, Miss Sherlock, and all the best to you. And please follow up and let us know. We'd love to find out about that. So it's so very exciting. And what I did feel from her as well is that she felt to me by saying she is doing everything she can to get back to you. That she knows that your souls are meant to be together, and that she is protecting you, or your soul and your soul's energy. But there is a that medicine that she has, or the healing property that she has by being with you in that physicalness. She knows she needs to get back to you, so she's working on it.
Yeah. You
That's
can
what I
assist
feel.
her by doing that thing we talked about earlier on the show of imagining how you'll feel when you have her. Go ahead and get that emotional, that emotion, oh, I'm so happy and fulfilled and I have my little baby and I'm hugging her just give yourself 3 or 4 minutes to imagine and contemplate what that will feel like once, it's like, well, I have her. So we're already beyond that. We went through the searching, I found her, and I'm on the other side. I have her back. Imagine what that'll be like. That will help her get get there. And just
Very
let go
nice.
too. Allow it to happen, sweetie. Just allow it. The universe wants to please you, and so does Pussycat Paws. And so, allow them to. You're more than um, you deserve it, and it's for you to have. Okay. I got a little tongue tied there. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay. So Ness is here. She said she lost her job this week. I'm so sorry to hear that, Ness. Message from the guys on job search. Where do you see me going next? Any guidance on job search? So Ness, is this like one of those? Hey Kenneth, is this one of those uh, where they said they were going to be restructuring and you weren't sure if you were going to be going or staying, and I feel as though you may have said something about this before, that they were bought out and you were going to be moving over. Okay. Oh, the company is doing well and it came at a surprise. Wow.
Okay.
Oh, must be somebody else was telling me, am I going to be one of the ones that are being,
I
you
know.
know,
I was thinking about that too, because we may have read on that together or something. But I was going to ask the same thing of Ness. If this was a
mhm.
thing that was something she had occurred to her before or something. Um,
Oh,
I
she
think.
expected the restructuring. She's saying yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But we were thinking you were going to stay, though. I think.
20 people were let go.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Mhm. But I wish I could remember. Did we not say it was a blessing in disguise, or a silver lining? Like, it opens you up and puts you in an availability that is more beneficial for you. Um, let me see.
Let's see what happens
I
next.
mean, it's the new moon, and it's the Chinese New Year wood dragon. I mean, at this new moon in Aquarius, this is the time where you can imagine and create what it is. Imagine what it would look like for you to be in a job where you are fulfilled and passionate, just like how Claire was talking about. Um, that her grandmother came through talking about her job, what to do next. I feel as though plan carefully. Take the time that you need to plan carefully. And what I mean by that is search in your heart. Search in your heart. And try to look at this as a gift, as an opportunity. Don't look at it as if you lost something, because it wasn't ultimately the best suit for you. It wasn't suited for you ultimately. There is something else better out there. There is somebody else who needs your services, your expertise, and a new group that is looking for you. Um, I really do feel as though there's another opportunity out there, and this is why. I also kind of feel a little bit like you may have been at the top of your department, and they were just like trying to reduce the. It was all about money, Ness. You know it was. So they were just trying to reduce their overhead, and they were looking at who was, you know, earning the most and or duplicated if there was two people who did your job. And unfortunately, the people left behind, you would not want to be one of the ones left behind, put it that way, Ness, because they're going to be asked to do twice as much for half the amount. um, that's a shame. That's a shame. um, I do feel as though sitting with it, being quiet with it, maybe writing down each morning what your thoughts are, what the possibilities might be. Um, Really look at the skills that you enjoy doing and move in that direction. Um, Even if it's like you worked for an insurance company or something and you really like talking to the other people on the phone, like you really like talking to the other departments and you really enjoyed helping, like what aspect of it doesn't have to be that industry, but what task in your job really brought you the or is it that you like to work by yourself and get your tasks done earlier than everybody else so that you can relax? I mean, find out what it is that you like about your job or that you do well that's effortless for you, and then imagine what that could be for you. I know you're asking us the same question, but this is what's coming through. How about you, Mark?
Yeah. Um, yeah, and I think, on some level, you were sensing that probably back when you brought it up just before. Your intuition was feeling like, there's something happening. But first of all, there's a new opportunity coming right behind it. So keep your focus on that. I do agree. Take a week off and take a breath. You don't just jump right back in. I heard you say, I'm going to just chill for a week. Great. Because I get the Knight of Cups. He's ready to come forward, but it's also suggesting, take a little week off, a break. I'm here ready with a new opportunity to offer you, but be it's okay for you to chill for a minute, because you know how this Knight sometimes is a little slow poke. He's ready to go, but he's checking everything out first. So I'm just feeling like the opportunity's there, because that was the Knight of Cups. Here's the Ace of Cups. So there's a new opportunity right there in front of you, on the way. So keep your connection to spirit. This strength card, but you know, the earth, uh, God as earth, God as God, that your spiritual connection. See how she's got that little God symbol over her head and she's hanging on to the lion. So you just remember where you come from, who you are, what you're connected to, how you're all one. That's what we always need to do, especially when we're going through a challenging time. But the Empress, so Mother Earth has your back. Now, when I say Mother Earth here, the Empress, Pan's sticking his head in here on this one, Ness. He's aware of you. So, and a lot of times he likes to call himself the good son of the mother. So when I'm looking at this Empress card, he kind of comes forward like, yeah, my mom, Mother Earth is my mom. And he says, I'm working with you to create a new experience that will in the end be more fulfilling. This all happened because of the company was feeling money issues, like you said. But this new opportunity, the Ace of Cups, is much more suited to you. So fear not. We're going to move forward pretty quickly. Just Oh, well, other thing I wanted to say, and I didn't tell you, it was what I heard in my brain, is that I feel like, and also when I looked at this card, what came through was, I feel like somebody's going to help you find a job. Was there a friend of yours that was like, oh, at the same time, I mean, somebody you were really friendly with, or maybe more than one, where you guys are kind of in the same boat? But I feel like you might hear of a new opening, a new position, and somebody that you know from this job might let you know about it. So there is that. Oh, Linda G and Debbie pulled the lovers card too. Oh, I love it. Um, so that's a possibility there, that somebody that's in the same boat is going to help you move to another place. But this new place is going to be a lot more satisfying. Okay. I don't think you're going to be jobless for very long. It doesn't feel like to me. But I think that's
Yeah.
what
What I was also, oh, go ahead.
No,
What
she
are you
just
going
said
to ask?
our little support group of her coworkers. Yeah, I definitely feel that you guys will kind of help each other out. I heard that right from the very first second. Okay, go ahead. Yep, and I just said I don't think you'll be out of work very long, and the pendulum agrees. All right,
Mhm.
go ahead, sweetie.
Um, I feel as though you're going to be feeling a little more freedom, and it's going to be not as fast paced and not as much responsibility ness. And you're going to be like, really? You mean they're not like making me get reports every 5 minutes? What is this? Like, I feel as though it's going to be a little more a calm environment, a little more slower paced, and a little more complementary to your energy is what I feel. So it really is. I know it's hard to see sometimes when it just happens, but it really is such a blessing, and you will be available to people who really need somebody with your expertise, somebody like you. There is somebody out there that needs you, and that this is the opportunity to connect with them. It may not be that fast paced, high productivity environment that you're used to, but you will help them to develop into that. They need your expertise and your experience. And when you get there, it may seem a little slower and a little more, easier and calmer paced. But this is what they need you there to bring them to that place. Um, yeah. Yep. See, it was very fast paced, and that's what I feel it's going to be slowing down. You're welcome. She says, "Thank you both. I want to." Aw, no,
Don't worry
don't worry.
about it. You tip me all the time. I love you to pieces, and don't worry about that, please.
Absolutely,
I don't want to temper
absolutely.
you when you're like having this thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I see a couple of people that are here. I just want to say hi to Isaac. Nice to see you, Isaac. Long time no see. He was back. He did my shamanic energy healing practice with me so long ago. It was great. And
Who did
Ellen
that?
is here. Isaac,
Oh,
Isaac
hi,
Holbrook.
Isaac.
Mhm.
I don't know you.
Here's
Hi,
Isaac.
Al.
Yep, a blast from the past. So nice to see you. Thank you. And I see that Um, Ellen Quinlan is here. Dakota Quelt is here. Craig Dixon and MLR is here. I see so many people that just popped in. Martha is here. Scorpio Mama. There's so many. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. And we have several questions, but we're just going to be choosing at random. So all the best to you, Ness. Wishing you the best.
Yeah, sweetie pie. Keep us abreast of what's going on. I like that you have that kind of support team. I'm kind of glad that several of you got laid off at the same time, because I feel like you're going to help each other move forward.
So here's a little bit of an interesting question from Kelly Sutton. She said, "My husband was freaking out because we had a lamp coming on by itself. He thinks we have a ghost." Interesting. Kelly, just say hello and let us know that you're still here in case we have any questions for you. The lamp that kept coming on by itself. Do you still have the lamp, and is it still happening? I do know, honestly, I mean, I sit here, I talk to loved ones that have crossed all the time, but when it happens to you and you see something that is out of the ordinary, it's startling. I wouldn't say it's scary, but I would say it's startling. Like, oh my gosh, what's causing that? It's the unknown that we're startled by. And more times than not, it is. But let's. Okay, hi Kelly, thanks for coming in. Let's see what the spirit guides say. I'm not getting ghost with that definition of ghost, meaning that they're earthbound. I do feel as though it was a. I do feel as though it was a family member or friend that was trying to contact or connect with you, and sort of. I feel as though they were being reassuring, only kind of letting you know we're here. We're here supporting you. Let me see. I feel it is connected to your husband, since he is the one who actually witnessed it. And I do feel as though it's a family member of his. Does he have an uncle that has passed? I feel as though it's in it's in that generation.
His. She wrote his.
I feel as though it might be an uncle. I asked if it was father, and it said no, and it was definitely connected to his family. And I asked for grandfather, it said no, and then I asked for uncle. So if he has an uncle that has passed, this is who I think it might be, and he's only coming through as to be supportive and not to startle anybody. How about you, Mark?
Yeah, I feel like it's somebody they know. It feels like somebody that passed not too long ago, and maybe passed dramatically, maybe. Where it was, well, dramatic would be the best word. But I feel like it wasn't too long ago, and it is a relative. And they were messing around with the lights a little bit. And I do think it's related to your husband. Why you put your daughter? Has she left? Did she leave unexpectedly?
Oh my gosh, Kelly, I'm so sorry. Let me know. Did your daughter pass? Oh, she did, from an overdose. Oh
Okay,
no.
that's who it is. Oh no. And you know why I'm saying that? See these two cards? That makes so much more sense now that you say that, because that's what these cards are talking about. It was a tower experience. You weren't expecting it. It's the Three of Hearts. I mean, Three of Swords. It broke your heart. It was just completely out of unbearable, And so they were showing me these. I went, oh no, that's like somebody who passed not very good, and it was terrible, which is why I was trying to ask you those questions. Just that I'd pull those two cards right off the bat, and then I'm thinking, oh no, I don't like it. But I think that is her messing around with you and saying hello. I love that your husband like picked up on it, but kind of went into, oh no, scary ghost or whatever. It's not like that. It's not like a poltergeist or something. It's her. It's your daughter saying hello. She kind of figured out how to do that a little bit from that side. She's had to do quite a bit of work on the other side. Seems like she's talking about. So I get these Three of Pentacles. But that could be working with the guides, the other side, looking at see what her choices were, how she chose, how she might have chose differently on some level. on the earth, she felt alone a lot of the time, not understood, kind of off on her own. And she's looking at all of that, what led her to make the choices that she made. She does want to tell you, though, that she's in a better place. She loves you guys. She doesn't think you're responsible. She wants to take responsibility herself. That's part of what she's been looking at, I feel like. She's been wanting to kind of give you a message for a bit. And maybe she's tried before, or you might have felt it before. But, she feels like this was kind of an accomplishment, that she could go between. Like she could kind of bring a message through from the other side. She's been trying for a while, and it felt like, aha, I did it. I was able to get in that go-between. This is the Hierophant, but that energy between heaven and earth, and I was able to make a concrete message here on the earth. A lot of times this card will be a minister, a pope, somebody who brings forth a message from the other side. They act like they're the one. So I think that's why she gave me this card here. But that's what I'm getting. Now, Jean, what else did you feel about that?
Well, what I was picking up is that her husband's uncle is there saying that they're together and reassuring her husband. I feel as though there was somebody there to show support, to be there as supportive, and just to let them know that they were there. And I feel as though he was letting them know they were together. And then it's interesting that I picked up the uncle and you picked up the daughter, and that they were together.
Right.
But yeah, and it's really, I feel her saying that it was nobody's fault. It was just something that happened. It was like something that sort of unexpected. It was unexpected, and yeah, she's just unfortunately
surprised it ended up that way. I'm not sure
Yep.
she set out for that outcome. I mean, for that
Right.
reason.
Or to even get mixed up in that,
Yeah.
even to fall into that scenario that would occur, or that she would get into having doing the drugs and being there in that space. She's saying that it just all it was it was it really just happened all of the sudden. She didn't know, like everything leading up to it, like how she got involved with it, and how she became, to do it, and all of it was like a whirlwind, it seemed to her. Yeah, so she says, I never thought she would go back to drugs. She's saying it was a whirlwind, that she didn't, it was very unexpected. Okay. Yeah.
And Kelly, even though I know it's been just horrible for everybody who knew her, and especially for you and your husband, she don't worry about you as much as she does Dad, for some reason, on the other side. She knows it was hard and horrible, but she has more faith that you'll be able to get on with your life. Dad's having a little bit more problem, I feel like, on some level. There's some anger issues that come up about it, guilt. And I know you both probably have all that, but the reason Dad was like, why is that light coming on? Because, she was kind of pinpointing it towards him a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean she doesn't watch over you too, Kelly. She just feels like you're better able to handle what happened on the earth. Now, I know you could say, yeah, well, I am not handling it all that great. But she thinks so from her side. And that Dad's having a little bit harder time. She wants you both know it wasn't your guys' responsibility, your fault. It was my own choices that didn't really have Oh, you're very spiritual. Yeah, I see, sweetie. She has much less. She just says, "Mom can do it. Mom has the tools better than Dad does. He's he's much more closed in. Would tend to go within and just hold on to the pain and the anger and the upset and the guilt, and not and have a harder time moving beyond. Whereas Mom can kind of see things in a more holistic way. Not that there's anything you ever wanted to have in your life or to deal with, but you're able to look kind of beyond it uh, in a better way. So I'm so sorry, Kelly, about that whole thing. Um, but I kind of like that she could mess with your electricity and give you a little sign. I don't know. I kind of like it. So if you're able to, tell your hubby that was her
Yeah.
saying hello.
Yeah, like lightening up the grief, lightening it up with a little spontaneity, with a little curiosity, with a little something unexpected, and just to let them know that she's doing okay. But all the best to you, Kelly. Thank you very much for coming and asking your question. Next, I have Vicky. So, Vicky, if you're still here, just let us know and say hello. She said, I would love a message from my brother in law, Darren. And then after Vicky, I'm going to go to Taynita. And she said, if you could give us the name of the loved one who you would like a message from, that would be great.
Yes.
So Taynita, just give us the name of the loved one that you would like a message from. You'll be next. And Vicky.
Take a number, everybody's in a row, and then we get a name and they go, oh, my turn. They're kind of all waiting. So it helps.
Thank you, Vicky. Yeah, it does. It does. Because, if we had an hour with one person, we could do that. But this is just really quick. So,
yeah.
Brother-in-law Darren.
I love a message. Darren.
I don't feel as though, Vicky, he would be, he would be into this. I feel as though he's not, he was very much a practical and very practical kind of a guy, and would not be in the spiritual or woo-woo kind of thing. He was just very matter of fact, almost not scientific, but like mechanical science and fact-based and concrete proof kind of stuff is what I'm feeling from him. He's saying she's not going to believe it, like that I'm actually here. Like nobody would believe that I'm actually here. Like it would be the furthest thing. I feel as though he would be like wearing khakis, and those shirts. It's like a button down shirt, but I'm only seeing like a yellow shirt. It almost has like that that cotton that has like a thick thread. I'm not sure how to, like, it's a solid yellow shirt, but it has like all different. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's like Oxford. It's an Oxford shirt. Does he wear Oxford shirts and khakis? He was very practical and down to earth, she said. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So let me thank you very much for validating that. Let me just go in and get a message from him. I think I do have him because he was very much, because he just said they would never believe I'm here in a million years. Very practical guy.
Right. I don't feel like he let himself believe in spiritual kind of things. It was sort of like, yeah, it's a bunch of, I don't, like on some level, I think he did, but he wouldn't do it. He was like, no, I'm more down to earth. I don't need to think about that. And that ain't even a real thing. But now, guess what? Here he sits. Time to sit and stay. because his ego was always encouraging him to do more, do more, do more, do this, do that, do that. So he's always on the go, never taking time out to include like a more holistic way of being. Like, I'd like to make sure that my choices serve everyone, not just some people. So he was kind of not taking that in. So now on the other side, he's had to sit down and listen for a minute here. So it was like a good, could you stop for a minute and reevaluate? So here he is. He says, I didn't believe this was even possible, but here I am over there where they act like you go. And he goes, and I'm having to learn some lessons, look at life choices. I'm going through like, that looking things over. I like this little accountability, clean up your mess. I'm not saying that he made a big mess, but just run on ego all the time is exhausting, and it doesn't really bring you satisfaction, really. It's sort of a particular thing you get, but it's not what you're really looking after. Dying and going to heaven has humbled him. I like that because Gene said, who would even think I'm here or whatever? Who would even think, I didn't even realize I was part of a greater power, or I denied it. I kept saying, no, that's stupid. That's nothing. That's, people make that up, and it's not true. He goes, oops, I'm sorry I said that. He's having to bow down and go, oh, I was kind of off a little bit. So this is a little bit, they wanted me to, I started with a new deck and then they made me switch to the dog cards, but I don't know why they wanted to do dog cards, probably just because of the messages. But so he's had to kind of face that, when he says face the fear, this is again, lessons from the other side. And that fear that there's no one that has your back. And he kind of lived his life like, if I don't do it, it won't get done, or it's all about me. It's me. It's me. I make the changes. I make the differences. And that facing that fear is realizing, it's not, you aren't there alone by yourself. And that doing everything on your own without including that more holistic approach makes you look a little bit like this. You're weaker, not stronger. But having said all of that, and he's been working on it a while, this is the outcome of that. Oh, I feel so much better. It's lifted his spirit. He sees things from a whole new light and perspective, which I feel like happens to us when we move over to the other side. And I think, here we go. And he says, and tell my brother that too, that including that spiritual connection makes life a lot more fun and enjoyable, just for fun, playfulness. And see how it's two little puppies holding onto the shoe? Because your work, it's a co-creative process. You don't forget who you really are, and he wants to remind his brother of that. I think his brother wasn't as closed off, or isn't, he's still here, isn't as closed off as Darren was. But he does send a message to his brother. They have brotherly love with each other, but I think they saw things from different ways, different perspectives. But he does want to send love to him, to his brother. I don't know what his brother's name is, but that came out there at the end with those little puppies playing together. Okay. Oh yeah, I like that quote, Erin.
Oh, so Vicki, he's also telling me that it was sudden, his passing, And I feel as though it was a very short illness, or it was an acute type of condition that came on very suddenly and he passed. He's saying he did feel as though he was invincible and he's sorry. He's saying he's sorry that he didn't take things more seriously or he didn't heed to certain warnings. And he's saying that he wants to send his love to the family that he's left behind, his wife and his brother and his children. And he's saying that no matter how much we plan, we can never be ready for the day that we pass. And this is what I feel as though he didn't have his affairs in order, in the sense that everything, they had to like search for everything, and they weren't, it was almost like not only the tragedy of him passing, but also the trauma of having to go through his things and trying to find everything. It was like and he's saying he thought he had things planned, but he didn't really ever have things in order that he wanted to. And he understands that when you're in that grief and in that state of shock, that it's very difficult to find these things and to plan for his end of life. He wants to thank your husband, his brother, for stepping in and helping his family through this, and that it wasn't easy for him, but he was the one who sort of buckled up and said, I'm going to help you guys with this. I could take care of this. I'll help you guys. And he just wants to thank his brother. He said there's no amount of thanks that he could ever express enough for what he's done for his family. He just wants to tell all of us. He wants to tell all of us that we're not invincible. Nobody's going to get out of this alive, and to make the most, and to tell people who you love that you love them, and make the most of each and every day. And it's a wonderful. It was so beautiful, his experience with love, with his family, and his success. He's saying that it was a beautiful experience and that he's always with the family. Okay. Okay. He died very suddenly and didn't leave a will. My husband misses him terribly. Yeah.
It's like what you were talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
And you said a message for Steve. The message he has for him in particular is, that's when he showed me this card and he's talking. This is all about his brother, and he wants his brother to remember that energy they had as kids, that innocence, that we can do anything, a playful spirit. We're fun together. I feel like they were good brothers. They grew up being buddies, and even though they might not have seen everything the same way, they were brothers through and through. They loved each other a lot. And he loves this card. He says that shows us at our best. He says, remember to that, Steve. And above all things, he says, seek joy and find your bliss. Don't leave that out of the equation. See that playfulness just for fun? See how they relate? Joy, find your bliss. Don't make it so serious all the time. In a way, Darren was overly serious about life in a way. So he says, have more fun, enjoy it. Don't waste another minute. Even thinking back to the way we were when we were kids, that kind of energy. So that would be his message to his brother. He loves his brother very much. He also likes you quite a bit, Vicki.
That's great. That's great, Vicki. I'm so happy that he came through and he was so very expressive and loving. And I'm so happy that the messages came through so passionately. And he's a wonderful soul, and he's going to be with you. He says, let her know that he's not here with me. He's with you and your husband. He's with you. And I tuned into you. We tuned into you. And that's how we connected with him. He's always with you. When we're done this show, he'll be still with you. This is what he wants you to know. Yep. She said her husband is too serious and is beginning to find that joyful energy. Yeah. I loved him so much too.
Give him a shout out in that direction, because he wants him to have a better, deal of it than he did. He wants him to have more joy before he goes. You know what I mean?
That was just so funny when he came in and said, You'd never believe I was here. Nobody would ever believe I was here." It's like the furthest thing anybody would think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So very nice, very nice. So I don't think that Tanita is still here. Oh yeah, she is. She is. She is. I see. She said her dad. Okay. So let's see. Let me tell you who's going to be next because we're Mark. Before we go to Tanita, Mark, his YouTube channel is Spirit Whisperer. Just put Spirit Whisperer anywhere in Google or YouTube, and you will find Mark. And
That's right.
please go to his channel. He does weekly shows, a couple of weekly shows. He also has an amazing. What do you call those things that you save at the bottom? Those it's the manifestation
Oh,
one. I absolutely love the. What do you call those?
playlists
The
that have
playlist. Sorry.
videos. Yeah. I know I've been a little behind because I haven't done any solo videos in a bit. I keep getting encouraged to
You
do that. But yeah, there's a whole
you
bunch.
have you have this amazing manifestation playlist, and I'm saying this because of the new moon and the Aquarius season. And if you go, and Mark is an amazing psychic medium and healer and channeler. He is multidimensional. He is amazing. Please do go and check everything out. One of the things that always sticks out with me, Mark, is one of the manifestation. You did a series, and you sang this song about abundance, and you said, "I like money and money likes me." And he would sing this song, and what it does is it raises your energy and raises your vibration, and and helps you to be in the vibration of abundance and attract these things to you. So if anybody is looking for manifestation during this beautiful new moon season and this Aquarius season, please do go over and check out Mark's channel. Please do like and subscribe Mark's channel, and he does do private readings as well.
That's right.
He's amazing. I'm ready for my next reading too, Mark.
Thank you, Jackie, for subscribing. I do appreciate it very much. And even if you think you can't sing, singing affirmations makes a big difference. It lifts, like Jean says, it just lifts the energy right up. It also adds that joy influence in it. You can't forget about joy. Joy is one of the most important ingredients in manifestation. I'll say it and I believe it. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. So Tanita says, "I'd love a message from her dad, but he only passed a month ago." And she said, if not her boyfriend, Ricardo. And dad's name is Vinesh. Okay.
So your dad passed a month ago, about a month today, and his name was Vinesh. Is your boyfriend also on the other side? Okay.
Yes.
Get into
Mhm.
that. Dad just passed a month ago. Vinesh.
So Tanita, I feel as though he's saying something like, "Why you don't believe me when I come and send you signs? Why do you not believe me when I come and send you signs? Why do you not believe me when you saw me in your dreams? Why do you not believe me when you heard the radio, the song on the radio? Why do you not believe me when something that reminded you of me was from me?" He's just saying, "Why do you not believe me when I do this?" He's saying he is with you. He is in your heart. He is whispering in your ear, and he is in your dreams. He's saying he is busy taking care of your mom as well. He said, but he is also has you in his heart. He's saying that the care and the love that was given to him towards the end of his life was made him feel like a king. He says that he couldn't have asked for better care, and all of the decisions that were made around his passing and around his end of life decisions. He said that they made him he felt so honored. He felt so honored, and that is the highest feeling that you could give a father. And he's saying that to honor your mother, to honor your family, and to most of all, most important, honor yourself, dear daughter. Honor yourself. Respect yourself, forgive yourself, love yourself. For me while he's not here. Do this for me. Do this while I'm not here. And take good care of yourself. He's very like philosophical or something. He's very much like likes to make the speech, and but he's very emotional. He's coming through emotional. He may not have been emotional in this lifetime, but he's coming through with much high regard for you and the family, and for everybody who took care of him near the end of his life, and just wants to pass that along and make sure that you are taking care of yourself, um, and holds you in the highest regard. How about you, Mark?
Well, the first thing he wants to tell me is he's
She said,
talking.
"Wow,
Yeah,
sorry, I just so honored," she said, and yes, says him.
that's
Okay, good.
right. Um, he seems to be talking about his the service you had for him. Like he likes it. I don't know. Did you have like a celebration of life? Was it like a party or something? Because he seems to want to say he saw that, he appreciated it, he saw all the love, and that you celebrated him. He liked that. So I'm saying that because you get this Three of Cups, and they're all, raising a glass to him, to Vinish. And it was a good. Oh yes, we had rituals for 13 days. Yeah, that's why, because I'm going, okay, because usually they don't talk to me about the actual, but I thought it was some big old party or something, right? So that makes more sense. And even that I would get that from this card, because it looked like, oh, we're having a big old thing, it's big, and it's more of a celebration. So he likes that a lot. He said it also sent him off in fashion. So Four of Swords. So then he was able to lay down, go to sleep peacefully, and he felt all that in it. Just like he said, I was there watching the celebration. Now, so that's the first thing you want to talk about, was about how you guys sent him off, which they don't usually talk to me about that. But now what he wants to talk about is, I don't know why your boyfriend didn't come in. You and how strong you are. So here you are, Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands for me is that person who's very connected to their spiritual aspect, their connection to God and Goddess, the creator and the creator. That's why you get a little kitty cat in there, because it reminds you you're also connected to God as earth, as animals, as that. So he wants to acknowledge you're that strong person. You have all you need to succeed. And he says, you need to just keep moving forward. Knight of Pentacles. Now this knight's on the move, going. He's plowing, getting the next crop going. So he says, keep going. Don't feel like my crossing or even Ricardo's is a reason to stop you. You have more to achieve. He's proud of you. He's going to be even more proud of you when you reach the sun, which is where you're headed. Right? So he's so proud of you, and he sees you moving into success, happiness, joy, creation, the sun, and making a positive impact on the world, he says. So that's a lot of love and admiration for his daughter, and he just sees much good for you in your future. So I'm surprised I didn't get anything from the other one, but that's what Dad wanted to say.
It was,
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
do his last rites, even though it's normally done by a son. Oh,
yeah.
great.
He's just so very proud of you, Tanita, for taking on that responsibility, and he does feel so very honored, very much. But thank you very much, Tanita, for your donation and for your question. We really appreciate it. And Ellen, I think it's Ellen or Eileen. Thank you very much for your super sticker. That was very kind and generous of you for sharing, and we really appreciate that. So I think we have Mark. Do we have time for one more?
Yeah, one more. I have to go at 2, but I'm okay until then. We can have time for
One
another.
more quick
Yeah,
one. Let's see. So I have Nana in Bro. Is that how you say that name?
that's usually the way I say it.
She wants a message from her dad. And Nana, do you have a name? I'm sorry, I just chose it. I didn't read it first. You're welcome, Tanija. She said that was such a special message. You're welcome. So can you tell us okay, her dad's name is Tony.
I
Wow,
love
this
to
was
too that you said, you did the eulogy and stuff because he didn't have a son, but that really was that card he gave me of that Queen of Wands, where the woman stood up and did what maybe normally a son would do. I don't know. That's like he just really sees you as that powerful female presence. He's so proud of you, as if I love my daughter. Thing. Anyway, sorry guys. So now we're looking at Tony, Nana and Bro's dad.
yes.
Antonio. Okay, Antonio. Has he been gone for a while, Nana and Bro? He feels a little far back a little bit. Come here, Tony.
I am seeing a pet come forward, believe it or not. It's not from all of Mark's cards, but he's showing me a pet that's curled up next to him. Not sure if he had I can't tell if it's a small dog or a cat, but I do see a small pet curled up next to him that he was attached to he's like attached by the hip, this small, but it brought him so much joy in his life. I feel as though he had he lived a long life, but it was I think he had some sort of either a dementia or some sort of a physical ailment that prevented him from moving around too much. I just see him being sedentary and quiet for some time before leaving. He said he had plenty of time to think and plenty of time to consider his he's saying consider his options. He's saying that he did also like to garden, and he really enjoyed the springtime when watching the circle of life with the garden is one of the miracles that he never got old every year. And he had these memories and this beautiful, the creation, the creativity, the work, and the effort that it took to put in all of the seeds and the soil and the tilling and I'm not sure if he grew tomatoes, whatever he grew. Seeing carrots actually, but carrots are not easy to grow. But he's just showing me like the new green that's coming up from the garden, and that he was always so thrilled by this, and so it just made his heart leap with joy. Just these small miracles in life, and he wants you to make sure that you uh, take notice of the miracles that are here on this planet Earth, and to appreciate the little things. And he's saying it's not how much we acquire, it's how we treat one another. and noticing those quiet little miracles that are around us. Um, oh, she's saying her mom was the gardener, but he respected all she did. I see. Yeah, he enjoyed it. Okay, well that's good. How about you, Mark? What do you get?
Okay. Hmm. Well, like I was asking, he's been gone a little bit, and I think she said 16 years, something like that. Yeah, it felt like he's been on the other side for a while. Um, he's already gone through like a review and all that. He looked at his life. Here's the Nine of Wands, and kind of did a spiritual review. But that's been a while. He did that already. And when he looks back over his family and what he left on the earth, um, he likes it. Like I don't think he, he he's not unhappy with a lot of the stuff he did in his life. He feels like he accomplished a lot what he wanted. He didn't have a lot to feel bad about or to atone for. Not that he was perfect, but all in all, it was pretty good. When he looks back over what he left, it's great. You know, he doesn't have a lot of regrets or see how they're looking back and it's a carnival filled with cups and everybody's happy. So he feels good about this life path that he was on. Now, the reason I was thinking, what are you doing and why do you feel far away? He's in my opinion, and this is what I feel like he's telling me, he's looking at the idea of coming back. It's like I don't have to worry too much about that life. I did what I was able and all that. But I am looking at this idea of returning, starting over again, taking a new entrepreneurship, trying it out again, going for it again. Because to go again brings more balance overall. That's why you'd reincarnate more than once, is because each time it brings more of a balance. So you get this temperance card. And this next path, he wants to walk. Here's the strength card again, but that again, here's this partnership with God as Earth. So he wants to have that awareness as he takes his steps in the next life. So, see if we can interpret this card. Like, see how it's riding on the back of this animal, but this would be like the Mother Earth. God is Earth, because then you have this wonderful God symbol over their head. So, this next life that he's looking to do is walking on the earth as if he were Jesus. I think that's the best way to describe it. Like as if he were the one, and his footsteps and his moving forward would make a big difference. So I also think he's getting pretty close to doing it. I know it don't seem like that long, but he's about to embark on it's called a fool's journey, but that's like you're following your guidance and you're going to step off the cliff. So I feel like he's looking at moving on with his soul's progression, because he feels like his family that he left has kind of got it together better than most people.
She said he was usually so calm and gave us great advice. And she wanted to know, did he meet my mom when she passed? I would say absolutely. I mean, a man like that with such integrity, he almost had like a way about him, like an extra, an auric field about him, or a knowing around him. I feel as though he was very much guided by the angels, and I feel as though this is why Mark is saying he's coming back again, because he has this old soul type of presence to him that he can be of service again, and he loves to be of service. Um,
Yeah, he kind of
yeah,
wants to walk on the earth when in this new, when it's achieved this new vibration. So it's a different way of walking. He kind of wants to be there for that, I feel like, you know, where it's easier to walk on the earth as if you were Jesus, kind of a way. I know that's a weird thing. He keeps saying that. I don't even know if he had anything to do with Jesus, but that's like the image he's showing me, like what he would like to experience. But then when you said, did he meet my mom? Yep. This card came right out when you asked that question. Six of Wands. Yeah, it was a big celebration when she joined him on the other side. They reunited. They were happy, you know, to see each other. Mom seems to be watching over the family a little more than dad. Like dad's off doing something new, like I said. Mom's still there kind of, you know, watching over the family, seems like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. So very cool. So very cool. Well, there were so many questions here today, guys, and I was just spirit led where and how and just in random order. Thank you everybody for being here, for asking your questions, for being supportive to those who had some tragedy, some losses going on. I love the way that everybody is so very supportive to one another and offering their condolences and their support. It's just such a beautiful community. And thank you to everybody who did ask their questions but did not get it answered. And that you can. Mark is going to be on later on today. You're on at 4 p.m. every Saturday. He's on, and he's with me once a month. He'll be back. Hopefully, we'll be back next month. Mark,
Yeah,
please.
like
We love reading together, and I'm telling you, it's not always mediumship the whole time, but it just kept happening. I
yeah,
think that there were some important messages that needed to come through.
right. And I enjoy doing the mediumship. I mean, you know, because you know, I always say I don't really know anything, so I just have to trust in the guides and spirit to tell me. But I enjoy connecting with your loved ones. You know, I learned so much from this, you guys. I learned so much from your questions and from the responses that come through because I don't really ever know. And, you know, it teaches me stuff all the time. Just even in that possibility that you can be in heaven for a while and then your soul decides it's going to, you know, all that. I love to hear all that kind of thing. And it's expanding. And every single question that you guys bring to the table makes a big
Mark,
difference.
your email. Somebody wants to schedule a reading with you, and they want to know how to. What is your email address that they can email you for information?
Yeah, just send me an email saying you're interested in reading, and I'll send you a little paper about what that involves. And you send that to Spirit Whisperer 88, Spirit Whisperer 88 at gmail.com. Because I try to keep everything at that one email. So it gets too confusing if it comes in from everywhere. So just send me that and I'll send you a little, that doesn't obligate you to doing a session, but it'll give you information so that you can decide if you want to or not. And
Yeah, they want to know how to arrange a reading with you. So I wanted them
there
to
you go.
find out. And you're welcome, Wiki. And thank you to everybody. I couldn't even call out everybody, you guys. I think it's important for us to concentrate and focus on the messages coming through. I did see each and every one of you. And thank you very much for all of your support. Everybody who's here. Melody came in. Brenda came in. Leah came in. Fatima is here. And thank you, Leah, for your super sticker. Thank you, everybody, for your donations. If I missed you, I'm sorry. It was not intentional, but it was such an amazing, beautiful energy. The energy that was here, all of you, from all of you and from all of your loved ones as well. Thank you very much. And we will see you again soon. So take care, everybody.
Yes. Love you guys. Thank